Was I justified in leaving after my fiancé said I'm not his son's real mom? Plus all updates. Sorry about any mistakes, English is not my first language and I'm emotional. I, 29 female, met my fiancé Kevin, 32 male, 6 years ago when Joe was 2. I wasn't planning on dating a single parent as I felt I was too young to be a parent in any capacity. But I fell in love with Kevin, and when I eventually got to meet Joe, I fell in love with him too. Joe's bio mom was not in the picture from at the time. She wanted absolutely nothing to do with Joe. When I met them, she hadn't seen Joe for a year and a half. For the past 6 years, she hasn't been in touch with Joe or Kevin at all. I've helped raise Joe all these years. I see him as my own. I love him as my own. He calls me mom. In every way except for biologically, he's my son and I'm his mom. In February this year, we even made it legally official with adoption. It was honestly the best moment of my life. In the beginning of summer, Joe's bio mom contacted Kevin and asked if she could see Joe. We discussed it and decided that we would give her a chance. Maybe she had needed some time to grow up. Kevin and Joe met her and it was fine. All was good at first. I even met her and she was perfectly nice and lovely. But the last few weeks, something has changed. Joe and Kevin has spent more and more time with her at Kevin's insistence. I have not been there. Joe had started acting out more than he ever has before, and I've been suspecting it's because of bio mom's influence. I feel like this was confirmed on Tuesday when Joe said he didn't have to listen to me because I'm not his real mom. It hurt a lot, but he's a child, so I can't be too angry with him. I talked to my fiancé about it later, and that I felt like maybe they should cut down a little on the time spent with bio mom and have me be there in the future. We got into an argument, and when I repeated what Joe had said, he responded with, "Well, technically, you aren't his real mom." It felt like a punch. I couldn't believe and still can't believe he said that. I was so hurt that I just left to stay at my parents' place and have been here ever since. I've tried talking to Kevin and he's apologized over and over again, but I just can't get over that he sees me like that. I have talked to Joe and said that I just need some time away, but that I love him very much. He's so sad, and there's nothing I want more than hold him. But every time I think about going home and seeing Kevin, knowing what he said, it makes me sob. Am I awful for needing some space? I feel like a terrible mother, but I don't know what to do. Update 9 months later. Hello, it's been a while, but I have been thinking more about the post I made recently. I never really stopped thinking about it, to be honest, but I wanted to focus on real life and not what to write to strangers online. I really want to thank everyone that commented and shared their opinions, even the more outlandish ones. I won't bore you with all the details of the past year and try to keep this short, but I wanted to give an update because so many have reached out and asked how I'm doing, which is so nice. The night I made the post, I went back home to Kevin and Joe. It was emotional, but I needed to do it. Joe was already asleep, but Kevin was up. He was so apologetic and cried a lot. I told him we needed to talk, but not that night because we were both exhausted. We were gonna have a few normal days for Joe's sake, and then send him on a sleepover at his grandparents so we could talk. I also told him I needed a mother-son date with Joe. The next day, me and Joe went to the zoo together and spent the day having a blast. I did explain to him in a kid-friendly way that his comment had hurt me a lot. He was very sorry and confirmed what I thought, which was that his bio mom had made comments like that. We talked for a long time. You know, for an 8-year-old LOL. And I asked him if he wanted to keep seeing his bio mom, and he gave a shrug and said she had been fun at first, but he didn't like when she told him off and yelled. Didn't love that she was doing that. I won't try to explain the whole conversation here, but I think it was a good one. He's such a sweet, sensitive little guy, and nothing makes me prouder than being his mom. Me and Kevin did have a long, emotional conversation the night Joe went to my parents. Joe's bio mom was, and is, very manipulative. I'm not equipped to diagnose her, but narcissistic isn't far off. He was not sleeping with her as many of you thought. Kevin and her relationship was not good, abusive, I want to say, and the way it ended, with her giving up all custody and parental rights of Joe, was difficult for Kevin, and he struggled a lot as a single father. He admitted he never quite healed properly from her, but didn't really notice it until she came back. She manipulated him again, and it all brought back so much baggage he thought he left behind him. He said he knew there was no excuse for what he said, and he wishes he never said it, but everything was too much and confusing. I said I wasn't ready to forgive him, but I wanted to work with him. I know this will disappoint some of You who wanted me to leave him, but I cannot give up on this man who has been so wonderful for years over this. I felt like we deserved a chance at fighting through this together. The next day, Kevin contacted Joe's bio mom and said we needed some boundaries with her. He said he felt she had manipulated him and his emotions, and he couldn't allow her in Joe's life with the way she was acting. We decided that going non-contact with her for the time being was best for us and Joe. We talked to Joe about this first. Thing is, she disappeared without an answer to this. Literally nothing. Changed her number and everything. I'm not sure what happened, but we do have a plan if she ever decides to come back again. We're a team through and through. We contacted a couples counselor and family therapist, and working with her has been great. We have done it just me and Kevin, as well as with Joe. Kevin has apologized profusely more times than I can count. Kevin has also been to individual therapy, which he says has been good for him. It's been a pretty intense couple of months with a lot of personal growth from both of us, but I believe we're on the other side now. I have forgiven Kevin and we are moving on, together and better. Also, the reason I decided to update today is I just found out I'm pregnant. I literally have told no one because I want to tell Kevin and Joe first. Well, second now, in a cute way, but haven't figured it out yet. I'll think of something, but life is pretty damn good right now, so I hope you all have a wonderful day and night and morning. What do you guys think? Let's discuss in the comments. Follow and like for more stories.